Good morning to all of you. This is my third lecture on unit number 1. In this lecture, I am going to explain the properties, state, path, process, and cycle. Let us will start from the property definition. Property of a system is defined as any characteristic feature of system which describe the thermodynamic system. If you want to describe a thermodynamic system, we required some characteristic feature. For example, the temperature, pressure, specific volume, density, and so on. So these characteristic feature are called as a property of thermodynamic systems. What does this characteristic feature does? They describe and or they define the thermodynamic system. Okay. So what are the different types of these properties? This type of properties may be of kind of observable properties. For example, mass can be observed, more or less mass. Some of the properties may be sensible. For example, temperature. Temperature is a sensible property. Then measurable that is directly or indirectly. For example, mass can be measured directly, whereas the density cannot be measured directly. We can measure indirectly by knowing the mass and volume. So mass divided by volume is equal to density. Like this is all about the property of the thermodynamic system. What are the different types of the properties? There are two types of the properties. The first one is the intensive property, second one is the extensive property. So in order to understand this intensive and extensive, let us will consider a thermodynamic system. So first of all, before splitting this into two compartments, the temperature uniformly will be T and pressure P, specific volume V and density rho and specific energy E. So when we split this thermodynamic system is split into two parts. The temperature on the left side compartment and right side compartment will remain same, whereas also for the pressure it will remain same. So all these are called as the intensive because these properties are independent on mass. Whereas the extensive properties, they depends upon the extent of mass. More the mass, more will be the property value. For example, so first of all, we'll consider this before splitting this compartment into two parts. The total volume will be V, total mass will be M, and total energy will be E. So when we divide into two compartments, so left side compartment, the value of the volume will be V by 2. Right side it will be V by 2. This is equally divided. We assume that these are the equally divided into two compartments. So mass will be divided into half half and energy will be divided into half energy half energy. So these are the properties which depends upon the mass. So that's why it is called as the extensive properties. So one more thing that I would like to add, that these properties are point functions. So point function means what? Those functions which depends upon the state of the system. So what is the state, that will define very soon. So it depends upon the state only, not on the path followed by the system. Now what is the state? Just the state is a condition of a system having the fixed properties. If the properties are fixed, we can say that the thermodynamic system has a given at a given state. So here in this diagram, I have given the state 1, this state 1, and this is a state 2. So and properties are the coordinates to describe the state of the system. So at state 1, how much is the pressure? Pressure is P1 and volume is specific volume is V1. Whereas at state 2, the pressure is P2 and volume is V2. So these are the two states. And how will define the path? So from the state 1 to state 2, there are multiple ways by which the system can reaches from state 1 to state 2. For the sake of explanation, I have given the two path A or path B. So in fact, there are n number of paths through which this system can proceed to final state 2. So the path is defined as the succession of states passed through during a change of state is called the path of the change of state. Okay. Now I'll define the process. When any of the properties of a system changes, the state changes and the system is said to undergo a process. A process is a transformation from one state to another. So in this diagram, so this is a state number 1 and this is a state number 2. Okay. So the process will be followed via this path or it may be followed by this path. Process 1 to 2 via path A or process 1 to 2 via path B. So there are two various paths by which the process can be accomplished or that will be completed. So I'll define the thermodynamic cycle. Thermodynamic cycle is defined as a series of state changes such that the final state is identical with the initial state. So let us will start the process from state 1. It follows this path via path A. It reaches the intermediate state 2 and thereafter it again reaches to the initial state 1. So we can say that the thermodynamic system has undergone through the cyclic process. So what is the condition that the thermodynamic cycle should be completed? To complete the cycle, minimum two processes are required. The cycle may have more than two processes. So for example, if we can consider here one more path, that is path A, then this path B, then path C, like this, many number of paths or processes can be included to complete the thermodynamic cycle. It is not mandatory only two processes. Minimum two processes are required, but more than two processes are required to complete the thermodynamic cycle. If I tell you the examples of the thermodynamic cycle which is being used, so these are the name of the devices in which the thermodynamic cycle is used. Means these are the devices which works on the thermodynamic cycle. So that's why it is also called as a cyclic devices. For example, steam power plant, where working fluid is a steam, and a refrigerator, air conditioning system, and gas turbine. So all these devices works on the thermodynamic cycle. So we'll stop here. Thank you.